Hello students, and welcome to Lesson 5, Day 2. Today we're going to be looking at the differences between the C position and the G position, as well as the chords that go with that position. So let's put our hands up in our C position. Okay, now I'm going to show you a one-step process to get you into the G position. Watch this. Did you see what I did? I'll do it hand by hand. Here's my right hand C position, C, D, E, F, G. I'm just going to take my thumb and put it on G. So I'm going to exchange it with the 5 finger, the pinky. Exchange and move over. So now I'm on G, A, B, C, D. Okay, here's my left hand in the C position, C, D, E, F, G. I'm going to exchange and move it over here. So now I've got G, A, B, C, D. Okay, let's do both of these hands. C, D, E, F, G. Now we're going to do the exchange and move over. Okay, so now we're in our G position. This is our G, our A, our B, our C, and our D. I'm going to call out a hand and call out a note just to kind of quiz you on this. So go ahead and feel free to pause it, or you can just wait a few seconds. Okay, the hand is the right hand. Could you play me the A? If you played this note, then you are right. It's the left hand. Get ready for the left hand. The note is the D. Think about it, play it for a second. If you played that note, then you are right. Okay? Let's go back to the right hand, a little quiz here. I want you to play the C in the right hand. If you played this note, then you are right. Now again, if I'm going too fast, feel free to pause this after I ask you every question. And finally, let's do one in the left hand. How about the G in the left hand? And yes, it's with the 5. Now if you ever want to go back and play a song in the C position, this is what you can do. You can just go this way and then go back down that way. Okay? Now one more thing. Let's get back in our G position. Each hand we're going to learn a chord that's going to be slightly out of the position. And that chord involves F sharp. There's F sharp in the right hand. There's F sharp in the left hand. Now this is the first black key we've ever played. Let me explain briefly how sharps work. Here is our C. This is our C sharp. This is our D. This is our D sharp. This is our E, our F. This is our F sharp. This is our G. This is our G sharp. This is A, and this is our A sharp. We covered this in our theory lesson in day 1, but now we're going to see how it practically works. So, in both of these songs, we're going to have to play chords. Let's look at left-hand chords first. Again, we're in our G position. Now, if you want to get into that position, go from C, go up to here. Our first chord is G chord, G, B, and D. And that's with the 5 on G, the 3 on B, and the 1 on D. One more time, G chord. Okay? Let's do that in right hand, because these two songs, the second of these two songs, the waltz song, is actually going to have chords in the right hand as well. Usually you play chords in the left hand, but in this song we're going to do some in the right hand too. Okay, let's get in our position. And here's our chord for our right hand, G, B, and D. Let's play it all together. Okay. Now, let's look at left hand. Get ourselves in position on GBD. Now we're going to look at another chord. Our D chord. F sharp, A, and D. I'll play it one more time. F sharp, A, and D. Now this is a lot like what you had before when you went from the C chord to the G chord. So what you're going to do to go from the G chord to the D chord is this. Keep your thumb still and then move these guys down, A, and then F sharp. Okay, a few times I want you to practice going back and forth in left hand between G chord and D chord. G chord, D chord, back and forth. Okay, let's do it in right hand. C, D, E, F, G. We get in our G position. Here's our G major chord. And then to get in the the D chord, we're going to move to the F sharp, A, and D. So again, just like we were with the left hand, but with different fingers. We're going to keep this finger steady, move these guys down. There we go. Okay. And to do it in both hands. Okay. One last thing before we go. You may be a little confused because in the first few songs, our G chord was B, D, and G. Okay? But now it's G, B, and D. And you might ask, how can they both be G major chords? Well, the G major chord will always have a G and a B and a D in it. But it doesn't have to be in that order. There's several different orders for the G major chord. There's this one, G, B, and D. There's B, D, and G. And there's D, G, and B. You don't have to know all that now, but just know that the G major chord can have three different orders, G, B, and D, B, D, G, or D, G, B. And that's the same for any other chord out there. Okay? So be really, really prepared on getting from the C position to the G position and start learning those chords. And I'll see you next lesson where we're going to play hot cross buns.